गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Let us all visualize Srichakra and chant her divine name. श्रीचक्रराजनिलयायै श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीचक्रराजनिलयायै श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीचक्रराजनिलयायै श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीचक्रराजनिलयायै श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीचक्रराजनिलयायै श्रीमत्त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै Namaha. Even thinking about Srichakra, Khadgamala arrests the mind and it expands the mind to visualize her as the whole Brahmanda, Vishwa. And the beautiful Sri Chakra and Meru, and also all individual Jivatmas as walking, talking Sri Chakra. I would like to share my understanding, my experience, and my approach towards Devi Upasana, Sri Chakra Upasana. So, there are many paths, different paths to get into Devi Bhava, which is the main purpose of any Devi Upasana, to become one with Devi. So, there are different paths, different ways. So, I will be first sharing with you my approach so that we all will be on the same page when we are going through this journey with Khadgamalas. To contact a person or to call a person, one can tap the person and call. Not necessary that every time we have to tap the person, touch the person and call. For example, a child will be sitting on the lap of its own mother, but to draw the attention, it keeps patting, Mama, Mama, Mama. That touch, that is by the child. As the child grows, it understands there is no need for me to tap the mom to get her attention, to contact her, to call her. So it uses its voice, its mind, and different intonations in its voice while calling Mama. Mama, 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 Mama. So it uses different intonations. In the same way, when there is too much of love towards that person, Mama will be doing some other work in the same huge hall. She'll be somewhere there. The minute the child sees that mom, it runs to her, isn't it? So it is the same way. As the child, we are using the physical body and the mind to do the puja, to worship, to do the vrata, upasana. And as we grow, we use japa, dhyana, and talking to Devi through mind, talking to her as though she's very much right in front of me, and calling to her, talking to her from the bottom of the heart. That is japa, dhyana, and contemplating on her and conversing with her. And then, as we become one with that, we grow much higher. We grow that love towards her. And she is also showing that love. So we are attracted to her and we run. In a huge hall, if a guru is there, he will be doing some other work, guru. That guru would not have noticed us students coming to him. But the minute we enter the hall and see that guru, his unconditional love towards the student attracts and we run to him. Guruji, I never knew that you are here. I'm so happy to see you. Or if a beloved is there, the love which that beloved is showing makes us run towards that spouse. So it is the unconditional love which they are all showing as mother, as beloved, as guru, by which we are attracted and we are running to them. So it is same with Devi also. It is the love towards her which is making us go towards her more closer and closer and closer. And we do experience her presence. And at one point it switches. I become so one with her that I start giving the unconditional, unhidden, unobstructed love towards Devi. Just like the gurus, mothers, and the beloved shower their love. That is when I say, like in Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka, which says, Arunam Karuna Tarangitakshi, in that it comes. Animadibhiravrita mayukaihi ahamityeva vibhavaye bhavani. O Bhavani, who is surrounded by Animadi Siddhis, they are all your own powers, your own rays who have taken those forms. You are surrounded by them, Bhavani. Aham, I am those rays coming out of you, and I am you. Same thing we have studied in Saundarya Lahari also, where Shankaracharya says, Nishevye nitye tvam ahamiti sada bhavayati yah. Devi, who is worshipable, worshipped, highly revered. Once I become you, I am you. With that bhavana, whichever sadhaka is able to sustain himself in this world, he will feel all the great glories of Shiva as just truna, like a grass. It is equivalent to grass. What Shiva's glories are. That means what? He realizes The whole manifestation is what Shakti is. That is what I am. And how am I manifesting myself as the whole universe? It is happening in Shiva. So, whatever the consciousness is projecting, experiencing, is nothing but my own self. So, even that Mahapralaya, Samvartagni, when the whole manifestation is burning down during Mahapralaya, he feels as though someone is doing arati to him. So, to that extent, one can become one with Devi and experience her, and there is possibility. So, as we go closer and closer to Devi, she is the one who guides us how to move forward. For that, Srichakra is a very, very motherly guide, and she helps us to understand what the whole universe is, what the whole cosmos is, what the individual is. Sri Chakra is everyone, my own self. The Sri Chakra is the living Devi, Shivashakti. And this Bindu is Shiva, where Shakti is uniting with him to create the whole manifestation around them. So, we have to understand what this Sri Chakra is, in what way it is applicable to me as individual, to lead life and also to understand what this universe is. So, in that way, if we understand what it represents, what is she telling, what is this Ma Sri Chakra is telling us, we have to understand and apply it to our life. Then it makes sense. And there are chances that we will be moving faster and faster towards Devi. So, we have studied this in Saundarya Lahari class, number 11, mantra. But it is good if we go through it once more so that we are in touch with that practical knowledge of Sri Chakra, and we will be able to understand and become one with Khadgamala. So, as I said, Sri Chakra is in 3 levels. One is Sri Chakra as the geometrical figure, where it is two-dimensional and it is flat. And Bindu is in the center. When it is manifested as the whole Vishwa, it becomes Meru, surrounded by different triangles and Padma and Bhupura around it. That is one. Sri Chakra is the whole universe. And Sri Chakra is every individual as well. So, Sri Chakra is not a representation, but it is Devi herself. And Sri Chakra establishes the relationship and also the transaction which is happening continuously between the cosmos and the individual, Brahmanda and Pinda. And Sri Chakra, in that the 43 triangles are there. which are nothing but the 36 tattvas and 7 saptadhatus, which are there in our body, the 7 essentials which form the physical body. And it is said in the science circle that when ray of light is put on the whole manifestation, it looks like Srichakra. And when Om sound is fed to tonoscope, the figure of Srichakra comes up, emerges. And Srichakra, when we become one with that, Srichakra, Devi, Srichakra bestows both material as well as spiritual wealth. There will be progress both materially as well as spiritually. That capacity Srichakra has. And the 9 triangles are the Moola Prakriti Konas. Kona means the angle which form the triangle. Out of them, one is Para Prakriti, one triangle. The rest are 8 Apara Prakriti, which will have the 5 Panchabhutas and then mind, intelligence, and the ego. And these 9 triangles have 4 Shiva triangles and 5 Shakti triangles. So together they are forming 43 triangles altogether. So when we take these 9 Moola Prakriti triangles in Jivatma, individuals, it would be the 5 Shakti triangles are Twak, skin, Asrik, blood, Mamsa, the flesh, Medha, the limb, Asti, the bones. And then the 4 Shiva triangles would be Majja, the marrow, Shukla, the semen, Prana, the vital force, and Jiva, which is Atma, the soul. When we take it as cosmos or Brahmanda, it would be Shakti, the Panchabhutas, Panchatanmatras, Karmendriya, Prana, and Manas are Shakti triangles. Shiva triangles are Maya, Shuddha Vidya, Maheshwara, and Sadashiva. So these are the 9 triangles. Now, Bindu is the very center, the very source where Shiva and Shakti are uniting to create the whole universe. So they are like the 3 stress, Bindu, Nada, and Kala. You can say 3 stages in which the creation happens. Bindu is the source where they unite together. Next is the result would be Nada, the sound. The vibration converts itself as sound. Om. As it intensifies that vibration in its frequency, it will pick up Kala, the form. So all these 3 can be seen in Srichakra. And there are so many triangles which are If you look at it, all the petals and also the triangles are equidistant from this bindu. So whether if you go to this triangle, right opposite to that with equal distance from the center bindu will be there. So they are opposite and equidistant from the center. So the impact of both the triangles on both the sides would be equal on the bindu. So if there is happiness with equal force and impact and distance from bindu, there will be sorrow. So there is no difference between sorrow and joy, day and night. So when we are in the center, bindu, when we are established in this bindu, which is the very purpose of every jivatma, we are safe and we feel all triangles are equidistant to this bindu. So the impact is also equal. So there's no point in getting attached to any one. I want always sukha, sukha, sukha. Makes no sense. I don't want dukkha, dukkha, dukkha. Also makes no sense. Once we are stuck in one triangle, that is when the life becomes samsara. If we are stuck in any one of the triangles, it becomes samsara with the turmoil of going through the bashing of the opposite triangles or the neighboring triangles. So it is better to be in the center, bindu. For this, I remember one story which has come in the form of doha. Kabirji says, chakki is that grinding stone. Akasha and bhumi are the two grinding stones. We are that grain which is put in the middle, and we are grinded so much that we become the powder. So life is like the grain put in the life between Akasha and Bhumi as the two grinding stones. And Guru Nanak Ji says, yes, the life, samsara, is like being between two grinding stones. But in the chakki, if we are in the center, nothing will happen to us. The grain will stay as the grain, as it was put in, with no harm to it. Nothing would have happened to it when it is in the center, in that chakki. So it is the same. This is also chakra. Kala, desha are grinding us. If we are in bindu, we see that all triangles and the petals of Srichakra are going in circles again and again and again, grinding. But we will be safe in the lap of Shivashakti in bindu. And then constant change is the unchangeable law of the whole manifestation, which we can understand through this Sri Chakra. See how beautifully they have given the name Sri Chakra. So if we are stuck in one of the triangles, we become Gunatmaka, Kalatmaka, Deshatmaka, and we have to experience the impact, effect of those things. But if we are established in Bindu, the center, we will be Gunatita, Kalatita, Deshatita. So it is important to get established in Bindu. And then Sri Chakra also gives us the clear message that Jagan Mithya, Brahma Nitya. Jagat is Mithya. Brahman is Nitya, eternal. Whereas the Jagat as triangles and the petals and the Bhupura, which we are all experiencing right now here, they are all Mithya. But the Brahman, which is in the center, is Nitya. It is eternal. Nothing happens to that Bindu, which is Brahman in the center, Shivashakti. So, how do we understand this? All the triangles, 43 triangles, are formed by the juxtaposition of only 9 triangles. So they are all staked as the playing cards. Even if one triangle is pulled out, all the triangles will also fall out. So it is mithya. And another point also Sri Chakra teaches us, which is Jagan Maya, all the triangles and the petals are illusory. There are only 9 Mula Prakriti konas, that is triangles. But it appears as though they are 43 in number. So, Jagan Maya Brahma Satya. Bindu is Bindu forever and ever. It will never change. And Sri Chakra is Akhanda Mandala. It's just one full chakra, the whole manifestation. In that, all of us as Jivatmas are also small, miniature Sri Chakras who are walking and talking. However, we Jivatmas are caught in the Maya Chakra, because of which we see the duality, multiplicity. We don't see only the 9 chakras. As soon as we see the Sri Chakra, we see so many triangles. 43 triangles we see. But we don't recognize that there are only 9 triangles. So, to come out of this Maya Chakra, the only solution, only way is to get dissolved in Bindu, the center. That's the only way to come out of the Maya Chakra, which is surrounding the Bindu. And also, Sri Chakra gives such solid, profound base for us to do the Hamsa meditation. So when we realize hum, taking hum, which is Shiva in Bindu, sa, breathe out, which would be sa is Shakti, who has manifested as the whole chakra. So hum, when I realize that I am that Shiva in the center Bindu, I am projecting her as the whole cosmos. Hum sa, hum sa, hum sa. Hum is that center Bindu, which is Shiva. And Shakti. Both together are projecting Srishti Sthiti Laya of the whole manifestation. So whole manifestation, when I say, we are also included in that manifestation. So to understand Srichakra, Khadgamala is very, very helpful, and it takes us at once to unite with that Srichakra. And it very clearly shows how important it is to get to the Bindu. Bindu is all the way in the center. As sadhakas, the entry is from the 4 doors, and we are in that Bhupura, the manifested world. So from that, if we have to go all the way into this Bindu, which is the very purpose of every being, whether we realize it or not, whether we believe in it or not, whether we have faith in that or not, whether we love it or not, irrespective of that, every being is having the purpose of getting into this Bindu. So for that, there are 9 avaranas, 9 walls or 9 forts, which is filled with so many devatas and yoginis. And this Sri Chakra, as I said, every being is Sri Chakra. That means even if I am a very worldly person, Sri Chakra is working in me. So for me to lead the life, however it is, to lead the life, Sri Chakra is taking care. So Sri Chakra is bestowing Ashirvadam, tathastu, tathastu, tathastu. If I want to be a worldly person, if I want to be spiritual person who wants nothing but I want to go to Bindu, I want to get established in Bindu. When I have that zeal, jignasa, all the devatas will help me. Yes, tathastu, tathastu, tathastu. They push us towards the Bindu. If we want to be in the world, to enjoy the worldly pleasures and everything, for that also they say tathastu by giving us whatever we want, whatever we need in the Bhupura, and make sure that we are stuck in this Bhupura itself. Got the point? So, when we are all so excited to learn Khadgamala, that shows that we really want to get to this Bindu, isn't it? We want to get into this Bindu. We want to establish ourselves in Bindu. So, that is possible when we surrender to Shivashakti in the Bindu. Like the parents, they send their children to far off countries for studies or something. When they are stuck in some difficulty, what do the parents do? They send all types of help, asking so many different people to help that child which has to come back to its parents' house. Isn't it? In the same way, Shiva Shakti, when we surrender to that Shiva Shakti, they do the job of drawing us inside by taking the help of all these Devatas. So, as we keep going, avarana by avarana, which is esoteric and secretive, as we keep going inner and inner and inner, it becomes rahasya, rahasya, ati rahasya, gupta. So we have to have in mind, and the only goal is to get to this Hindu, not getting attracted by any other blessings of the Devatas and get stuck with attachment to it. That also this Khadgamala teaches us. Actually, there are 15 Khadgamalas. Among them, Sridevi Khadgamala is very, very popular, famous, and it is very close to all the people who are Devi Upasakas, because they do see the result of becoming one with Devi quickly and easily with the blessings of this Khadgamala. It is nothing but we are studying and we are understanding and we are experiencing the joy of being with them through our mind. All Devatas who are very closely working with Shiva Shakti in all of us 24 hours, all the days, forever and ever and ever. So now can you imagine how important it is to go through Khadgamala, understand every name, meaning, and feel that joy. And Srichakra is very much, as I said, it is part and parcel of ourselves, like the heartbeat. When we surrender to Shiva Shakti, we experience the life itself emitting those Devatas. Understand it once again. When we surrender to Shiva Shakti, all the rays which they are emitting from Bindu, which are taking the form as different Devatas being placed in different triangles and different petals, and even in Bhupura, they all will be shining through our life. So our life will be emitting those rays, those qualities as divinely. So, on the whole, we become divine beings once we surrender. But with ignorance, when it is dusted or painted with ignorance, those devatas will look like only the qualities which we are going through in this life, which are those qualities which are stationed in different triangles and petals. We will be studying in detail. So, the main thing we have to remember is the purpose of this Khadgamala is recognizing what these triangles and petals are, who are all worshipped in that Bindu, and how the same Srichakra, when the mind is veiled by ignorance, gives very different kind of Ashirvada by saying Tathastu. So when we have this clear understanding, all the more we adore Shivashakti who are working in every one of us, and how we can become one with Devi and say, Tvam Aham, Aham Tvam, Tvam Aham. That bhava will become stronger and stronger as we progress in our worship of Srichakra through Khadgamala. And just Khadgamala recitation itself gives such a great asset to the Upasaka that it says in the Phalastuti, Tadrisham Khadgamapnoti Yena Hastasthitena Iva Ashtadasha Mahadvipa Samrat Bhokta Bhavishyati. So the reciter of this Khadgamala is given the sword in his hand. Through that, he is able to become the Samrat, the emperor of 18 Dvipas. Those 18 Dvipas are the 18 important point of power in our own selves, and we understand what the whole universe is. And we become the owner of that knowledge which give us that Samrat status, emperor status. So Khadgamala, when we look at it, we understand that Bindu is Shivashakti, who are emitting the ray of consciousness, which are falling on different triangles and petals. If we have surrendered to that Shiva and Shakti, we are experiencing the presence of Devatas in every triangle. So for that, we can understand the rays which is coming from Bindu is one and the same. It is like Surya is there, palace is there, with so many rooms in it. Only if we open the window of that particular room, we get the sun rays and it is lit, and we get to see what are all there in the room. Naturally, we will be seeing different things in this room. And when the window is opened in another place, another part of the house, palace, whatever is there will be seen because of the sunlight through the window. So like that, Surya is one, Bindu is one. All these triangles and the petals are different windows which are giving rise to different kinds of knowledge, different qualities, different ashirvada, blessings on the upasaka. So what do we understand by this? Again, Srichakra is telling us, Khadgamala is guiding us to know that every triangle is nothing but the ray of consciousness which is coming from the center Bindu. Khadgamala takes us through that. It gives that knowledge to us. And Khadgamala. Khadga is the sword. Why is it called sword? Khadga. The sword is the one which cuts the head from the body. The head represents the mind. So, if the mind is severed by the khadga, which is the jnana, jnana is the power of Devi, which is severing the mind, which is projecting illusory world around. And it is the mind which is making the being, Jivatma, to believe and live that illusory life. So if that mind, if that false I, mano, buddhi, ahankara, are severed from the connection with the body, I am the body, I am the body. If that is taken out through the jnana, jnana as the sword, khadga. That is why even in Vishnu's hand, there is Nandaka sword, khadga. That Nandaka is jnana. And in Tyagaraja Swami's one of the Kirtanas, Bantu Riti Kolu, in that he beautifully says, that's also a very good Romanchamanu Ghanaka Jugamu Rama Bhaktudanu Mudra Billayu Rama Namamanu Varakhatkavivi. So, Romanchamanu Ghanakanchukamu. Romancha. When I think of Rama, when I start talking about Rama, the very word Rama, it brings that horripilation, that goosebumps on me. That goosebump itself is like the armor. Rama Bhakta, I am Rama Bhakta, I am Rama Bhakta. That status itself is the shield. And Rama Nama is the Varakadga. Varakadga means the greatest Khadga one can have, Rama. That Rama Nama is that Varakhadga. So if we are having this kind of romancha as the armor, Rama Bhakta, being Rama Bhakta is like the shield. And Rama Nama, Rama, Rama, Rama. Keep on saying that. Keep on thinking that Rama is like the Khadga. What else do we need more than this? So in the same way, Devi is giving us that Khadga, the sword of knowledge, which is giving. How? As a mala. See how beautiful. As a mala means, why that mala? Once we have surrendered to this Devi, she is wearing all devatas around her in different patterns. See how beautiful it looks. It looks like the ornaments, the necklaces, mala around her. One is in this shape, another one in this shape, another one in this lotus like shape, another one much bigger, and then 3 circles, and then the square one. Everything is like mala. And is it someone else who has put that mala? No. She is emerging, emitting those rays in such beautiful way that it is converting itself as divine devatas all around, who are like the ornaments, like the mala, Khadgamala. Got it? So, stotra. People say Khadgamala stotra, but it is Mahamantra. Khadgamala Mahamantra. So, what is the difference? Stotra is something which we are adoring with lots of joy and love towards Devi or any deity. So when it is adoring, praising, that becomes stotra. As this stotra keeps going on in our life, as we keep chanting every day, now and then, the connection between that stotra, which we are chanting and getting the joy, with Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chitta happens. That click is called initiation. The whole being becomes initiated and they become one with that stotra. So when it is initiated in such a way that that stotra becoming very much part and parcel, the minute we hear it, something happens inside. Because that connection has happened, that initiation has happened. That is when the stotra converts itself as mantra. So stotra becomes mantra. Whereas Khadgamala is Maha Mantra. What does it mean? It is giving the utmost knowledge which one needs to become one with Devi, who is one with Shiva in the Bindu center. So understand the meaning. Many people say Khadgamala Stotra should not be recited by anyone and everyone. One has to be initiated. What does it mean? Even if a guru initiates, unless the mind, the being is initiated from within with that stotra or that nama or that mantra, It is not initiation. The actual initiation happens within oneself. No doubt, Guru initiating will aid the student or the disciple to become one with that stotra or the nama and get that initiation from within. But if we all pray, praise, adore Devi with this Khadgamala stotra with full mind and heart in it, we will know that we are initiated already into Khadgamala Mahamantra. So that is the beauty about Khadgamala Mahamantra. So let us say Khadgamala Mahamantra. And even though it is called Khadgamala, it is actually Shuddha Shakti Mala Mahamantra. Because this Khadgamala is dealing with the Shuddha Shakti. Even though it is naming all the Devatas in different avaranas, who are all those Devatas? They are all nothing but the rays, Mayukha of the Shivashakti in the Bindu. This point we should drive in really well. Devatas are not different. All the Devatas in all the triangles and the petals are the rays emitted by Shivashakti in the Bindu. So the whole Srichakra is one Bindu. It is Akhanda Mandala. Because they are shining in different ways, we are experiencing them as different Devatas. But the divinity which is emitting from Shiva Shakti. So Khadgamala takes us through the different avaranas and getting into the center. Bhumau Skhalitapadanam Bhumirevaavalambanam Tvai Jata Paradhanam Tvameva Sharanam Shive. Talking about, understanding about Shuddha Shakti is not an easy thing. However, the grace which is emitting from Shiva Shakti is great, very compassionate, very, very compassionate. So, in the beginning itself, let us understand and surrender to her. Just like Bhumau Skhalita Padanam. When we are walking on the ground, Bhumi, it is the same Bhumi which is on which we are falling down. When we fall down, do we go for protection to something else, someone else, just because I am falling on the ground? No. We take the protection of the Bhumi only, isn't it? Even if we are falling because of a hum, or if there is a pit and if we fall down, even then we are taking the bhumi, the ground itself, as the support. When earthquake happens, the very base for all of us is earth, Mother Earth. But when she herself gives up, what do we do? Even at that point, even at that moment, we are going back to earth only. Ma, protect me, protect me. Sita Mai. That's what happened. So in the same way, Tvai Jata Paradhanam. Any mistake which has happened to you, mistake committed by me happened to you, even then I am coming to you only for protection. I surrender to you. So even if there are any mistakes, please don't be put off. Don't treat me as a person who is not interested in you. I am very much depending on you. So please pardon the mistakes and take me in your lap. Bhumau skhalita padanam bhumirevavalambanam. In the same way, Tvai jata paradhanam. Have committed mistakes, but you are the one to whom I surrender and take refuge in you. And then comes the Devi Prarthana. Hrimkarasana garbhitanala shikham sauhu klim kalam bibhratim sauvarnam baradharini varasudha dhautam trinetrojvalam vande pustakapashamankushadharam srad bhushitam ujjwalam tvam gaurim tripuram parat parakalam Srichakra sancharini. Hrim karasana garbhitanala shikham sauh klim kalam bibhratim sauvarnam baradharinim varasudha dhautam trinetrojvalam vande pustakapashamankushadharam sradbhushitam tvam gaurim tripuram parat parakalam Shri Chakra sancharini. Hrim karasana garbhitam. She is sitting in the bindu, making Hrim as her asana, as her throne. Garbhita, she is encircled by Anala, that is the fire, fire like the innermost triangle where Nitya Devatas are there. So they are all shining like the burning fire. In that, she is like the Shikha. Shikha means the tip of that fire. So it is describing how she looks in the center bindu and how the triangle is emitting the fire. Amidst that, she looks like the Shikha. Sauhu Klim Kalam Bibhratim. And she is radiating the Bijaksharas. Sauhu Klim. Sauvarnam Varadharini. And she looks as though she is wearing ambara, that is the garment or the sari, which is Sauvarna, which is golden, the golden sari around her. Varasudha Dhautam. And she's so wet with Sudha, the ambrosia, the immortality, and the sweetness. Sudha. Varasudha Dhautam. She's wet with that. Trinetrojvalam. And she's having three glittering bright eyes. One day I bow down. Pustaka Pashankusha Dharam. One who is holding Pustaka, that is the knowledge, Vedas, and also like the ledger, the memory in her control. Pasha, to rope in the sadhaka. Ankusha, whenever sadhaka needs a prick, she has that Ankusha as well. Sragbhushitam Ujjwalam. As I said, all Devatas around her, they all are shining like the ornaments around her neck. Srag means the necklace or the garland, the long chain. Twam Gaurim, that is, I bow down to you, O Gauri. Gauri is one who is fair, wheatish complexion, Gauri. Tripuram, one who is in all the three Puras, all the three worlds. Parat Parakalam, one who has greatest of the great bright radiance as Kala. Srichakra Sancharini, one who moves around in the whole Srichakra. See how beautiful it is. Srichakra Sancharini. She is not just sitting in Bindu with Shiva. She is making sure that she is all around in Srichakra, making sure that every inch of Srichakra is taken care well by all the Devatas. Now comes the Sankalpa, as we do. Asya Shri Shuddha Shakti Mala Mahamantrasya Upasthendriyadhishthai Varunaditya Rushayah Devi Gayatri Chandah Satvika Kakara Bhattaraka Pithasthita Kameshwaranka Nilaya Mahakameshwari Shri Lalita Bhattarika Devata Aim Bijam Klim Shakti Sauh Kilakam Mama Khadga Siddhyarthe Sarvabhishta Siddhyarthe Jape Viniyogaha. So, Asya, in this Shri Shuddha Shakti Mala Mahamantras, Upastendriyadhishtai. She is well established in Swadhisthana Chakra. That is her abode. Swadhisthana Chakra is her abode. There she is staying. Varunaditya Rushayah. And who are the Rishis who have mastered, made this Mahamantra, Khadgamala Mahamantra as their own, who have made that Khadgamala as themselves? Who are those Rishis who have revealed it to the world? Varuna Aditya. Varuna is the Lord of water. Aditya is the Lord of Agni. Both are holding very strong points in protecting the whole cosmos. So they are the Rishis for this Khadgamala. Devi Gayatri Chanda. The meter used is Gayatri. Satvika Kakara Bhattaraka. Pidastita. So Kakara, as we have studied in Trishati, Kakara represents Brahman, the Parabrahman. Who is he? Shiva. Who is Satvika, who is in his Satvik status. And he is also becoming Kameshwara. So that means even before manifestation takes place, Shiva is in Satvika Bhava as Brahman. On him, Devi is Anka Nilaya. Anka means the lap. She is Anka Nilaya. Kameshwara Anka Nilaya. She is sitting on him. That oneness with Shiva and Shakti, that Satvika Kakara Bhattaraka Pithastita. Shiva was like that. But the minute she sits on him, he becomes Kameshwara. Who had the first Kama? May I become many. That Kameshwara. So, it is the union between them. The minute the contact with Shakti is happening, Kala and Desha are coming into picture. Mahakameshwari. She also becomes Mahakameshwari. Sri Lalita Bhattarika Devata. Bhattarika is one who is respected, revered, worshipped. She is the Devata of this whole Khadgamala Mahamantra. Aim Bijam. That is the seed. For a tree to become big and give the fruits, first of all, there should be bija, the seed. In the same way, for this Khadgamala Mahamantra to give the fruit as prasada to the sadhaka, there should be bija. That is Ain. And then Kleem is Shakti, the power of dynamism, the flow of Shakti. Sauhu is the Kilaka. Kilaka means the key to open. See, in this Khadgamala Mahamantra, Bija is also there. The very source is there. Even the power is also there in that. But everything is locked by the ignorance and the duality which the sadhaka is experiencing. So this ignorance and the duality is locking up the bija and the shakti, which is very much there in the Khadgamala. So that has to be opened. For that, the key is Sauhu. So once it is opened, no more ignorance and duality. One will be able to see the whole Srichakra as Akhanda Mandala, which is emitting from Bindu. Mama Khadga Siddhyate. To have that Khadga, the power of that Khadga in my hand. What is that power of Khadga? The knowledge. Knowledge as that Khadga. Siddhyate. To have that knowledge. Sarvabhishta Siddhyate. And to have, to accomplish, to achieve all the wishes and the desires to have that jnana. Jape viniyoga. I am doing the japa and viniyoga. And then the dhyana. Araktabham trinetram arunima vasanam ratnatatankaramyam hastam bhojais sapashankushat madana dhanus sayakair visphuranti apinottunga vakshoruha kalashat luthat ताराहारोज्ज्वलाङ्गी ध्यायेदम्भोरुहस्ताम् अरुणिमवसनाम् ईश्वरीम् ईश्वराणाम्. Araktabham, she has the radiance like red blood. That means Rajoguna, Rajas, which is very much needed for any creativity. That Rajoguna is needed. So this Dhyana Shloka is telling about bestows the blessings for Sthiti and Srishti and Sthiti. This Dhyana Shloka is. And Devi is appearing well equipped, ready to bless the sadhaka with all the qualities needed for the Srishti and Sthiti through this Khadgamala. Trinetram, one who has the three eyes. Arunima Vasanam, she is wearing the red sari. Ratna Tatanka Ramyam, even that Tatanka is also red with rubies. Hastam Bhojai Sapashankusha, she is holding in her lotus-like hands, soft hands, delicate hands like lotus. She is holding Pasha Ankusha and also Madana Dhanus Sayaka. Manmatha's arrow and Sayaka means the arrows of Manmatha. She is holding all this in her hands. So Dhanus is nothing but the Ikshudanda, the sugar cane as Dhanus. And Sayaka, the arrows are flower tipped. She doesn't need the metal arrow. Just the pushpa tipped arrows are enough for her work to do on sadhaka. Apino tunga vaksha. She has fully developed breasts, which are like kumbha, Kalasha. That means for the sthiti of the whole cosmos. She is ready with the milk of compassion and jnana, which she is giving it to the whole cosmos for its sthiti, preservance. And on that kalasha, the pot-like dress, the hara which she is wearing, which are dazzling like the stars, is also moving around. It is curved because it is coming down on her chest. Dhyayet, I meditate upon. Amboru hastham, one who is Tham means one who is established on Amboruha, that is lotus. One who is established on lotus. Arunima Vasanam Ishwarim Ishwaranam. Arunima Vasanam, again, he is stressing. She is ready with Rajoguna for creation. She is enthusiastic, excited to create, for which she is ready. And thus, she is Ishwarim Ishwaranam. She is the empress or the lord of all the lords. So like that, she is ready. And then we Devi Sambodhana. Then we address her. We are talking to her, right? So we are addressing her. How do we address her? Om Aim Hreem Shreem Aim Kleem Sau Om Namaste Pura Sundari. So she has all these Bijaksharas as her signature or as her identity through which she is communicating. So we are recognizing her as Om, Aim, Hreem, Shreem, Aim, Kleem, Sauhu, Om. Each Bijakshara is giving different blessings that we are recognizing. Oh, the one who is giving this blessing. Through these Bijaksharas, I bow down to Tripura Sundari, who is the most beautiful in all the three worlds. And then comes Nyasanga Devata. Nyasanga Devata means Devatas who are established in particular portion or part or the limb of the Jivatma. Because we are realizing, recognizing, and we want to experience that Srichakra, we are installing the powers as Hridaya Devi, Shiro Devi, that is Hridaya Devi, Shiro Devi, Shikha Devi, Kavacha Devi, that is both the hands, Netra Devi, Astra Devi. So it means what? That Devi is in a Hridaya. On Sri Chakra, it comes Hridaya Devi, Shiro Devi, Shikha Devi, Kavacha Devi, Netra Devi, center, Astra Devi, all around. So we are establishing her, Devi, in all these parts. And then we are going into Nitya Devatas. Tithi. Tithi means the days. From Amavasya till Paurnami, there are 16 days. In that, the 15 days plus one who is Mahanitya. She's eternally there as the 16th one. So those Nitya Devatas are stationed in this triangle, the innermost triangle. So they are the ones, Nitya Devatas are the one who are very close to Devi, who is in Bindu. And each Devi, Nitya Devatas who are surrounding the Bindu are the ones who are emitting like the fire. They are bright, brilliant, and they are all nothing but the pure Shuddha Shakti's rays coming out. So the first manifestation is none other than these Nitya Devatas who are surrounding the first triangle, the innermost triangle. So I think I will take it in the next class. Yeah. Shivashakti, Shivashakti, Shivashakti Om. Shivashakti, Shivashakti, Shivashakti Om. Shivashakti, Shivashakti, Shivashakti Om. Shivashakti, Shivashakti, Shivashakti Om. Shivashakti, Shivashakti, Shivashakti Om.